The Gender Identity, Expression, and Sexual Orientation Resource Center at Washington State University is focused on taking initiative in maintaining an inclusive and safe environment for the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning, and straight alliance community. Taylor Bereiter is a junior at WSU and said she required a university that offered LGBT resources.
No one is pressured to identify in any way, so it's a real safe place for just queer people in general, and also questioning people, or just people who feel like they're a little different and maybe get judged too harshly, you know.
In 2010, there was an increase in suicide rates as an outcome of real or perceived sexual orientation. As a response to the epidemic, GIESORC created the It Starts Now campaign, where students, faculty, and staff members from across campus are spotlighted on the campaign Facebook page. Jeremiah Sataraka is the graduate assistant for GIESORC.
The focus of the campaign is really about young people's stories and their experiences as a part of the LGBTQA community. So I think that's at the heart of what the campaign is about, is people's stories.
The campaign first started as a student performance based off LGBT experiences and is now a compilation of stories as a visual project.
And for me, it's been an honor to hear people's stories because personally, I feel like stories are sacred. You know, they represent a lot of who we are, and you know, to share that with someone else, it requires a sense of vulnerability. A lot of people tend to be open in sharing their own stories. So the hope is that through these interviews that people, you know, who are also struggling with their own identity in terms of sexual orientation, or people who are interested in being allies or just, you know, finding out more about the experiences of people, will be able to access these stories and read and hopefully connect in one way or another. And maybe they will find common themes within their own lives that they can connect with.
When Sataraka was put in the spotlight, he responded with this piece of advice.
And I would say, you know, find things that give you life, because you know, we live in a world where there's a lot of craziness going on, and in the midst of that, it adds a bunch of layers. So in those moments, or I feel like sometimes it feels like you're in a sea of darkness, it's important to see the light or find that light, and whatever that is, because I think hope is an important part of this process. And if there's not a lot of hope for yourself, for the world, then it's hard to live. And I think a lot of people who, gay or not, struggle with thoughts of suicide.